On this episode of the Procedurally Generated Show, Tony returns hot on the trail of cold steel, Ethan is a superstar, and Cole vaults more glass. I don't know, I've never played Destiny. 1. Hey everybody, welcome to the Procedurally Generated Show. I'm your host, Tony, and joining me this week, I've got Ethan.
Hi, Tony.
What's up?
I'm just
Uh,
going through
what,
Facebook.
what in the world? You cannot send me stuff like that right as we're starting the show.
I can't scroll upon that from Chris in Facebook as we're starting the show.
You send me a picture of a chicken with an egg cracked on the ground, and the caption "Never trust a fart." I get very distracted. Okay, that's what happens. I can't
Again,
intro.
thank you, Chris, for sharing that on Facebook.
I can't properly introduce Cole if I'm distracted by chicken farts.
Too true, Tony, too true.
So, this is the weirdest intro to the show ever now, because there's a picture of a chicken
Yes.
that nobody else can see because we've gone back to an audio-only format of the show. So, yeah.
It's better that way though. They don't. Nobody needs to see that.
It's literally a lot
True.
better on like the rendering and uploading as well. Everything goes a lot quicker. You have no idea how quick it is now.
Oh, I imagine it's much quicker when you don't have to grab video clips and do all
Oh,
that
that
fun
too.
stuff.
That was a chore.
So yeah. Weird thing happened in my house earlier today. It started raining just out of nowhere.
And then a chicken came in.
A chicken came in my house and pooped out an egg that broke on the carpet. It was a mess.
That's the worst.
No, apparently, I've never been on live TV before. No.
I was gonna say you said apparently, and I immediately thought apparently.
I've never been on live TV before. No, it rained. It was like a thunderstorm just came out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, my wife just looks at me and Jake. We're sitting in the living room, and she says, "Did you see that? It looked like there was lightning in the living room." And Jake saw it, said, yeah, he said, my vision got super bright white. I'm guessing lightning struck really close to the house, but I didn't see it. So I was turned the other
Struck by
direction.
lightning.
I must have gotten struck by lightning. My ears did hurt for a little bit after they said that, but I don't know if the two events are connected in any way.
Did you get chills before that?
No, and the little hairs on the back of my neck didn't stand up either.
Okay, because if you were getting chills and then they started multiplying, then yeah, it was lightning.
Even Andrew came downstairs and said, it got really bright white in the game room for just a second. I said, go turn all the stuff off in the game room, please.
Smart.
So, yeah, that was weird. I'm kind of sad I didn't see this lightning strike that apparently hit real close to the house.
You're apparently there for it, and you don't see it.
I was. So they're like, yeah, my vision didn't get bright white, no nothing. So I guess that's what happens when you turn and you're facing the wrong direction when lightning hits.
You ever see that movie Poltergeist?
I've seen it once, and I
Yeah.
choose not to see it again.
Okay. You know that scene where the lady's like, go into the light.
Yeah.
But then she's also like, don't go into the light.
Make up your mind.
And they're like, you said don't go into the light. And then it's like, I think they had to punch her or something and then go in after the kid.
I changed my mind. Do it anyway. So, yeah, it's pre-E3 week this week, which means not a lot of news is happening, but we do have our customary yearly predictions, which we'll get to a little bit later. But right now, it's time to talk about some of the games we've been playing. And Cole, I'm pretty sure you've been playing Destiny.
I have been playing Destiny. I'm gonna before I get into the juicy goods, the creme de la creme, I will let you know that this week I had another expunge activity. So if you tuned in last week when it was just the two of us,
Just the two of us.
we can make it if we try. So we got a new expunge activity, which is the little Tron experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the moon. Or, I'm sorry. The expunge. Yeah.
It cycles whatever it is, but yeah.
Yeah. So there's the basic activity that's on the 3-week cycle, and then we got a new expunge activity that's on the moon, and it's cool. I guess I can't remember it very much because the juicy goods. The next thing I want to talk about is just so much better. So Ethan, I don't think we talked about it last week, but Ethan got to do his first vault of glass.
Yay.
Yes. And so Ethan, me, Stuart, and 3 random guardians
4
went down.
randoms.
4?
Yeah, 1 left. We had to replace him.
No, there's you, me, and Stuart. That's 3. So there's only 6 people.
3 others and 1 left, and we replaced him. That's 4 randos.
Oh, so yeah, 3
I will fight
plus.
you on this math.
So what you're saying is there was 3 people. One of those people left, so we replaced. Yeah, so I LFG'd for a 6th. Anyway, so
we do math good here.
We 6 of us went down into that vault. Watched a Vec pick the light out of a guardian. No, so it's very cool. It's very nostalgic for the D1 vets that did this. The whole you not having played Destiny 1, that was it's just a meme where people are like, here it's a vault of glass and it's a picture of a vault with shards of glass in it. Like, I don't know, I never played D1. But
you know that meme, yeah.
It's very reminiscent. They've didn't want to tweak it too much, so the layout the layout of the raid is the exact same. The enemies are almost entirely the exact same. They added. I mean, the raid's been out for 3 weeks. There's no spoilers at this point, especially since the old raid was out for 3 months.
It's been out for like 7 years now.
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they've added champions. That's the big difference. There's champions, and because it's the original raid, it's not the re-release of the raid. There's no primary energy slots, so you're not getting raid weapons with primary weapons with energy, but it is more true to the first raid, where the drops are still awesome. I got some good ones. I got a decent sniper. I got a great scout. I got my hand cannon, so I'm happy with that. And then I only got 1 piece of armor on my hunter, so I gotta run it. I gotta run it at least 3 times a week, so that way every character has the best chance of getting a full set of armor. I think my hunter dropped with just the legs, but my Titan dropped with like the chest piece and the legs, and my warlock got like the arms and the legs. No, the arms and the legs and the bond. So my warlock's leading the pack on that. But it's fun. It's what to be expected in a Destiny raid. It's good to be back in the swing of things, and taking Ethan through, so he gets to kind of taste what it was like in D1, except
actually doing the raid instead of just getting to go around to areas from the raid.
Yeah, you got to do some of the the encounters. It wasn't like your first Deepstone Crypt, where it was like, here, just kill people.
Yep.
Like everybody had to have a role, like, okay, we're gonna watch these ones, and
I did my best to not have a role.
Yeah, at some point you got to. What do we cheese the final boss?
Yes, and I almost ruined it, but you saved the day.
Yeah. So so there's a few cheeses. We didn't do the one where you push the bosses off the edge. Um, but like the final cheese, you can kill the boss with him out without him actually fighting you.
That has also
Um,
been fixed by
the
now.
good thing is you get the drops, so you can get your final drop. You can use the chest at the end to try to increase your chances of getting some other stuff. The bad thing is you don't get a clear, so you don't get the emblem. Yeah. Oh well, the other thing is, well, no, I don't know. It probably hasn't. I did it later in that week, but I guess it has been another week, so probably fixed.
No, it's been
But the good
fixed.
news is the raid is, while it's challenging. Okay, it's challenging raid, but it's still, once you get the mechanics down, it's still very doable. It's still very enjoyable, and I look forward to a few months from now when we'll be able to crossplay it with other people. So still got to work on getting Tony's light up, but we can get him in that raid
Yep,
along
I've
with
played a few
Jason
little missions to try to
and
get my light up. Whatever that is, I don't have access to it.
Really interesting.
Yeah. It says the link to this server or channel you don't have access to.
Well, don't worry about it.
Icebreaker and other guns that aren't in the game anymore.
I'm guessing Cole had a desync issue.
Yeah,
But
because
I
he
think
kept
that's it
talking
for
through
me
that whole
this
thing.
week.
Yeah, I still I've my light is over 1200 now, so that's good. Um,
Just
I
need to
need
get
to
100 more points.
apparently. I need to get the DLC on Stadia so that I can play on there.
But who are you going to play with?
Well, you guys, whenever crossplay finally gets implemented,
That's like a whole 2 months away still.
that's true. Uh, I guess I could play on my Xbox for a while.
Yeah.
So, well,
Oh.
what about you, Ethan? What have you been playing this week?
I played a lot of Destiny 2. Not going to bore people with more talk on Destiny 2. As much as I would love to talk Mass Effect, can't talk about that either because I didn't play it this week. But I did play Kirby Superstar Ultra.
Going old school this week.
Yeah, I had the 2DS sitting down and I was like, man, I wonder if I can do something with this game. And I went to my shelf to look for it, and it, like, the box is up there, but the game isn't in the case. So I'm
Hmm.
assuming my little sister got a hold of it and it's now one of the lost ones.
Yeah.
So I went to Amazon and eBay and looked around, and Amazon was like, "Hey," they sent me an email one day. They're like, "Hey, cart only, like $20." I'm like, "Okay, let's do it." And so I got that in, had to test it out, and I don't recall the buttons being backwards on there, where like you press A to jump and B to attack. Because I could have sworn it was like B to jump and then like Y to do your inhale attack
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
thought by then they'd already sort of
Yeah,
gotten
it was
that
like it
situated.
was like they took the Super Nintendo controls and said, "No, this isn't good. Let's reverse this
Just
and
turn
make it
them
like it's
90
an
degrees.
NES or something."
Yeah.
It's just really weird, but it's really fun getting to return back to that game on there and just see like the Super Nintendo game with updated graphics for the DS on there,
Yeah.
which does kind of leave me wishing it was still the Super Nintendo style. But I mean, this has extra content on there and more stuff to do, so can't really complain too much, you know.
No?
No, I mean I can complain because the controls just they seem backwards, like I said.
Yeah, but that's easy enough to fix. I mean,
No,
to get used to,
yeah, you
maybe.
can get used to it. You can't fix it. There's no control option for that. I checked, but yeah, I played that. Did like all the original Superstar stuff, and now I have all the added content that they tossed in on there, like the Meta Knight thing where you go through all the Kirby stuff on there, and then I got to go through like the arena and some other things. That's about it.
Just a little bit of old school platforming.
Yeah,
I,
and go ahead.
I still occasionally fire up the Wii U and try to play Yoshi's Island DS on there, but it's difficult
It is.
because the way the screens work out.
Yeah,
Because
I
I
can't do it. I have it on there too. Oof.
I want the screens to have one on the TV and one on the gamepad, but you're having to look too far to do it, and I can't find an orientation on the gamepad itself that really makes sense.
Yeah, that's part of the barrier to entry on there, and I just gave up because it was just horrible.
Yeah. So, but this week for me, I have been playing. Well, let's see. I played a little bit. Jake and I have been needing something new to play through because we've been playing Street Fighter for like 2 months straight, and we needed
Hmm.
something different. Uh, so because this week I saw Games Workshop announced a whole bunch of stuff, showed off a ton of trailers this week about stuff. And one of the games they showed off was a game called Shoota's Blood and Teeth, which is coming out next year. It's being developed by the group that did Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. I don't know if you
I've
know that game at all.
never heard of
Um,
that.
it is a fantastically fun little
And if
platformer,
I
and
didn't know any
so
better, I would say you're making that game up.
no, I'm not. There's two of them. There's Guns, Gore, and Cannoli and Guns, Gore, and Cannoli 2. They are
It's a
side-scrolling shooters
sequel?
similar to like Contra or Metal Slug, um, except you play as an Italian mobster in a zombie-infested city. Um,
Oh, okay.
and it is great. And so I downloaded that, and he and I have started playing through that. It's like a 3.5 hour, 4 hour game to finish, so it won't take very long. And I think it's $10 on Steam. So we started playing through that. But by myself this week, I have gone back. Last week, I think, while I was off, I had started playing Trails of Cold Steel 4 on Luna.
Okay.
I got about an hour in, and then I was looking at some stuff, and I saw that Trails of Cold Steel 4 takes place immediately, like days after the events that happened in Trails of Cold Steel 3.
Oh
So I
no.
thought, you know what? I should probably go back and play that one.
Yeah, probably.
So I started playing Trails of Cold Steel 3, and I'm probably 4 hours into it. And at one point, I actually turned it off because I had watched a couple reviews about the game, and they said, you know what? If you have not played the first two games, don't play this because you will be completely lost. Um, because this group of four games tells a huge overarching story about a civil war that happens on this place and the events that take place after that civil war. And I can tell, even in the first 4 hours, that they are referencing a lot of stuff. Like there are relationships with characters where some characters like hate with not like dislike. They violently hate some of the other characters in this
Ooh.
because they are now forced together in this military unit and they were on opposite sides of the Civil War that took place in Trails of Cold Steel 2.
Captain America
There
was there?
what?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
So I'm completely lost as far as the history of these characters, but luckily, Trails of Cold Steel 3 has a group of brand new characters that are introduced that are sort of the main characters of the story. So I feel like I can take their perspective and be able to at least understand enough of the story and what has happened to piece together a decent history of the events before the game. But they also included a huge uh, backstory section in the main menu where you can go and you can read the events of Trails of Cold Steel 1 and Trails of Cold Steel 2. And it's like 2 hours worth of reading if you want to read the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that's optional.
But it is optional, and I may go back in, bits and pieces here and there just to try to help me, like, if there's characters and I can see how their relationships kind of link together and stuff. But this game series is not very friendly to people who have never played it before because the battle system in this is incredibly deep. Like, it's a turn-based RPG, similar to Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest, that kind of stuff, where you have a list of characters, they all take their turns, and then it starts over. But they do things differently where instead of picking from a straight menu, each of the different attacks or special abilities or items are linked to a specific button on the D-pad and the face buttons. So you don't have to try to dig through menus to find all this stuff. You just have to look at the controller. And so, like, if you want a healing item, you hit one button on the D-pad. If you want to do your basic attack, you hit the A button. If you want to do a magic attack, you hit the X button. They have this other combat ability thing that is mapped to the Y button that are powerful attacks. And then you also have these things called combat points, which you use for those combat, the Y button special attacks. But if you have enough of them, you can hit a bumper and do an interrupt where you can use it at any point in the combat round. So you can interrupt an enemy attack by doing this, and they are super powerful attacks. Like, they take your regular attack and do like 4 times the amount of damage, but you can basically do it once every few battles because then you have to build those combat points back up by doing smaller attacks.
Okay, makes sense.
So there's a lot of tactics and strategy that's going on with this instead of just picking an attack from a menu and doing it. You have to really pay attention to if you do some of your special attacks, they don't take place immediately. They're 2 or 3 or 4 turns down the line. And that means if you select one of those, the enemies have a lot of opportunities to do damage to you where you're basically defenseless at that point for that character. And then, of course, they also have these link abilities where you can link characters together, and they have this item that I don't remember what it's called, but it says that basically links these characters mentally so that they can know what the other character is thinking. And if you break an opponent, if you do enough damage to break them, like in Final Fantasy 13 and stuff like that, where you've got the break meter, if you break an opponent, you can then do one of these link attacks, and there's 3 different versions of these link attacks that you can choose from. So the battle system to this game is just ridiculously, insanely deep to try to figure out. And they essentially throw all of this information at you in the first, 20 minutes of the game. So they don't really introduce this system to you slowly. They assume that you've played the other games in the series so that you know essentially how the battle system works by the time you've gotten to the 3rd game.
Interesting.
But if you can stick it through and if you can kind of figure it out, the game is incredibly good. It's made by Nyan Falcon, so I think you're familiar with them after some stuff that you've been playing this week, or streaming. I don't know. I don't actually know who was playing the game. I think Jason was playing it on Tuesday.
Stuart was playing Ys Origins.
Oh, was it? Yeah. So it's made by them, and it's published by NIS.
Oh.
And it's part of the trail. It's called Legends of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. So it's part of this Legend of Heroes series, which has 12 games. And then it's further divided into this Trails of Cold Steel series, which is 4 games of this 12-game series. So,
Okay.
and a lot of people have said that it's not only referencing events in the Trails of Cold Steel series, but there was another series before this that took place called Trails of the Sky, where if you've played those games, you're getting some Easter eggs and sort of nods to that series as well. So it's crazy uh, how deep they go with like the lore and things in the game. But it's really good. Like if you can get into it and realize you're going to be a little lost when it comes to the story, it's really, really good.
Okay. Okay.
But it is like 80. It's like 80 or 100 hours long, I've heard. So it's going to be
Yeah,
it's a very long game to get through. And if you want to go back and play those other games, you've got to invest 160, 200 hours in the first two games before you can get to this one.
well,
So
good luck with that.
yeah, I'm not going to go back and play those other two. Uh, I'll play 3 and then maybe come back and play 4 at some point in the future. But I definitely cannot commit to 200-hour RPGs back to back right now. So, but that is what I have been playing this week. So let's take a quick break. There's a couple small news stories, and then we'll do some E3 discussion.
Yay.
So, like I said at the beginning of the show, it is sort of pre-E3 week. Apparently, there was an indie event that happened earlier today that I hadn't heard about, and Ethan, you had told me about it and showed me some trailers from some stuff.
Yes, I did.
So I need to go through and actually watch that event so that we can talk about that at some point and all the games, because there was some stuff. Some of the trailers that you showed me look really, really cool.
Yeah, it was the oh gosh, what was it called?
The indie something or other, but
Indie game. Okay, it was Gorilla Collective.
that's what it was. Yeah. That's not what we're actually here to talk about. I just wanted to mention that there were a bunch of indie games shown off this week, and then Games Workshop had a pre-E3 event where they showed off like 8 games that are coming set in the various Warhammer universes: Necromunda, Warhammer Fantasy, Warhammer 40K, Blood Bowl. So they've got a bunch of stuff coming as well. But also in this week, it was discovered that Yuji Naka has left Square Enix. And that apparently happened back in April.
Well, the internet would find out eventually.
That's true.
Like when he updated his LinkedIn, how do you say that?
LinkedIn. Yeah, LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
I don't use it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
It's a glass or something. I don't know. I didn't play D1.
Balan Wonderworld came out at the end of March.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
And it flopped. It flopped hard. There was a demo that came out for the game.
The demo flopped even harder.
The demo basically told everybody you don't need to play this game because it's not good. It sold less than 2,100 copies in its opening week in Japan. Didn't hit the top 40 sales charts in the UK at all.
It got sold. There are games that had been out for over a couple of years that outsold it already.
Yeah.
Still during the opening week, like they're currently outselling it still.
But Yuji Naka put out a brief statement that said, "I can't talk about the reason now." Talking about his departure from Square Enix, but he says, "I hope I can talk about it when the time comes. As for future activities, I'm 55 years old, so I may retire." And he had said in interviews before Balan Wonderworld came out that if this game didn't do well, it may be the last time he gets to make a game like this. I hope he doesn't retire. Like, Yuji Naka is still a good game developer. He has far more successful, well-liked games that have been released than he does Balan Wonderworlds.
He may have had too much freedom on Balin for all we know. We don't know. Maybe he needs to have
Well,
I think he needs to have someone there to say, maybe you shouldn't do this, Yuji.
he does, and I wonder if there was any interference from Square Enix in regards to the game. I don't know. You never know about these things until years after. There may have been a bunch of stuff that they wanted that he didn't really want in the game. Um, but also there were a lot of things that should have been in the game that weren't. Uh, but I do hope he doesn't. I hope he does some smaller projects, gets back to, give us some more Ivy the Kiwi style games that are smaller experiences that don't cost millions of dollars to make, and he can just go crazy with some creative stuff. But also, speaking of Balan Wonderworld, I sent you a picture earlier, and I said I did a thing, and I bought the Balan Wonderworld novel, which I didn't know was a thing until today.
I thought he imported the Japanese copy for some reason, actually, of the game.
No, I sent you a screenshot, which it does look like it would just be game box art, but it is actually the cover of the novel. And the novel has actually been really good. It's 230 something pages, and I'm about 50 pages in, and have actually been really enjoying it. The story is really good. It's got some good character art in the book that's like full color. That gives you some background on some of the characters in the game. The story, like, none of this stuff that I've read about, I think, is in the game, or the story is really pared down in the game. So, this may have been the best way to experience Balan Wonderworld, is just by reading the book, so that you don't have to bother with gameplay at the same time.
That's probably the best way to look at it.
So I'm playing the best version of Balan Wonderworld. It's like I said the same thing when I played Assassin's Creed Unity and read the novel. I was like, the Assassin's Creed Unity novel was fantastic because it wasn't broken. It came out in a fully realized form.
You have to see people's eyes bulging out of their heads or anything.
So, yeah, but Yuji Naka is not at Square Enix. I think you said he went back to Prope. Is that what?
That's one of the reports I was seeing, was that he went back to that company that he started back when he left whatever.
Square when he left Sega.
Sega, there we go. Too many S's here.
Yeah. So, and then after that, it's some E3 talk. E3 announced this week that they will be doing their own award show this year.
Okay.
The awards at the show will be chosen by editors from IGN, GameSpot, PC Gamer, and Games Radar. The pool of nominees for each of the categories will come from games that are showcased during the 4 days of E3, which I think are the 12th through the 15th. I think that's what it is.
12 through 15. That's what it looks like.
I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday instead of Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this year.
Yeah, but we have the big press things are like the days before that usually.
Yeah, and Nintendo is actually going to be on the last day this year, which is different. But yeah, the winners will be announced on the last day of E3, June 15th. So, another award show that will not mean a whole lot. Ultimately.
Well, ultimately, but we'll probably still watch it like, okay, this is pretty good.
E3 over the last few years has done awards, but they've never really been like an official thing. This year, they're actually making official awards that will be given to the games that are shown off during the show. So, but we also have the E3 schedule, which starts on Saturday, June 12th. At noon Central Time, and that will be with that will be the pre-show, and then at 2:00 Ubisoft has their presentation, the Ubisoft Forward, that they will be doing, which I think lasts 40 minutes, if I remember correctly. And then Gearbox will also be doing a presentation.
At some point, yes.
At some point during the day. They haven't been announced. Cole has just announced that he will be doing his own game award show this year as well. So you can look forward to that.
Wait, what?
Uh,
Is something happening that I'm not seeing here?
you have to look in the PG show chat.
It's in the
So-
chat. No, that was in relation to E3's like, yeah, we're gonna make our own award show.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
Futurama.
then Sunday the 13th at noon Central Time, Microsoft and Bethesda will be doing their presentation. That will be followed by Square Enix.
Expect a lot of Final Fantasy in that one.
Expect a lot of Final Fantasy. And there's something else that they've got that's coming. Don't remember what it is, though. There's a big game that everybody is anticipating.
What, you mean
this
16
year.
or the new expansion to 14?
Babylon's Fall. Babylon's Fall, the Platinum game.
Hmm.
They have said that they will be showing off Babylon's Fall during their event at E3.
10-3.
The PC Gaming Show will be on the 13th as well. Also, the Future Game Show, which isn't that just E3? No, it's not. But
I mean, technically, but
E3 is technically, they're all future games. And then Warner Brothers will be doing an event as well on the 13th.
I expect something to do with Batman on that.
Probably.
But
Monday,
if not, I will not be sad.
Monday, Capcom will be doing a presentation, and Take-Two will be doing a panel on equity and inclusion.
Huh.
And then the show will end on Tuesday with Nintendo doing theirs, which I think lasts 40 minutes, 45 minutes.
Of course,
And
they
then
do it in
they
the
will-
morning when I can't watch.
Yeah, it will be at 11 o'clock Central Time on Tuesday. So I will make sure to tell my boss I will not be going to any meetings for the next 4 hours. Because directly after their direct, they will be doing a 3-hour Treehouse gameplay demo for that.
I
Which I
cannot
really
tell my
wish-
boss that I would not get away with it.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't get away with it. I would have plenty of time to watch E3 after that. But yeah, I really wish Nintendo was doing theirs at the beginning and doing 3 days of Treehouse like they've done in the past. Because the last couple of years, I've watched all 3 days of their Treehouse presentations.
It's crazy talk.
But they will just be doing the 1 day. Bandai Namco will be doing a presentation, and the E3 2021 award show will be happening that day as well.
And the winner of E3 2021 is
What?
They're-
Call of
they're-
Duty.
the only winner of E3 every year is the players, the developers, everyone,
Everybody wins.
except for that year where Microsoft was all TV. They're the ones who lost.
Yeah, we don't speak of that E3. I'm hoping we get a Ravi Drums appearance this year. He hasn't been around since like 2006 or 2008, maybe. Is that year?
Did you see the list of banned words for this E3 thing this year?
I did, but I don't remember. There was a bunch of
You
weird
cannot
ones.
say Canada.
Ooh.
I mean, that's just advice for everyday
Well,
living. Really.
true, but it's like, why can't you say Canada?
That's very. There were some weird words that were on the list of banned words.
Hold on,
that.
I want to find the list. Hold on, I gotta find
I mean,
this.
there were some that made sense, but most of them were just bizarre.
We have to blame North America.
Yes, you have to blame.
Okay, got it. I got it.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not gonna read all this because some of this I just feel very weird saying it. But like they can't say various words related to religion.
Okay.
Like Christ, God, Jew, Nimrod, OMFG, OMG, and then there's some others. I don't know why some of those are under religion because a couple of those don't belong.
Well, because they, are
Yeah,
short for.
yeah, I got it. Geography, nationality, Canada, Canadian. The only two things under that one. Then we
It's just bizarre.
then we have a political where, uh, yeah,
China. Can't say China.
that's China's actually not on the list. You can say that all you want.
No, but you can't say it like Donald Trump.
Uh, Trump's name comes up on this list as well.
You can say China.
China. Wrong.
You can't say Toe Jam, but we can have
But Earl-
Earl.
That's fine.
Say Earl.
That's where
Let
I saw Lane commented and said something about Earl, and I was like, yes.
What if a new Toe Jam and Earl game is supposed to be announced this year?
And then it won't come out for another 8 years like the last one did.
Ooh.
Seriously, the last one that came out, I've been hearing about it on GDQ advertising for like a good 5 years before it came out.
What if I made a game and was going to be presenting it called Untitled Canadian Goose Game?
That's the sequel. You can't do that.
Untitled North American Goose Game.
Untitled Canadian Nimrod. That's what I am making. That's the game that I'm making.
OMG, that is not acceptable.
Untitled Oklahoma State Bird Game.
There you go.
You play as Mosquito. It's Mr. Mosquito.
Oh, man. They made a Mr. Mosquito game in 2021. All for that.
I'd be okay with just the Mario Paint one.
Oh, yeah. That would be great. So also this year, are there any other banned words before we move on?
Not that I'm willing to say.
Okay. Well, like we've done in the past, we always do predictions that always go horribly wrong. And we've got our list of predictions as well for this year. Each of us have 5 that were listed. We'll just go around one at a time and do, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, and so on and so forth.
Sure.
But I think it was delayed late last year. Missed the launch of the Xbox Series X, but I think we will actually get a release date for Halo Infinite at E3 this year.
Probably. I'll agree to that.
I don't know when it will be. I don't know if it'll make it this year. Did they say it will?
Well, November
It hasn't
hasn't hit
been
yet, so
That's true.
we could be looking at a November release date. We'll find out, I'm sure.
I think a November release date, if it comes out this year, November would make the most sense.
Well, I mean, it's a Halo thing on that, isn't it? For
Bungie 7. Yep. They love the number 7.
So, Ethan, what about you? What do you think?
I think Nintendo's going to talk a lot about Splatoon 3 rather than Zelda, Mario, or Metroid.
Well, that would be. It would be weird to have a Nintendo presentation without those 3. Like, I'm sure we'll get a lot of Splatoon.
No, they're going to
stuff.
show up in like some capacity, but it's going to be mostly Splatoon 3, I'm betting.
I wonder if they're gonna gear this one towards some esports stuff, because I know they wanted to do that with Splatoon 2.
If they can get their online infrastructure crap together and communications, I'm sure they could.
Like, I'm excited to see what Splatoon 3 is going to be. I have thought very seriously recently of going back and playing some Splatoon 2.
Platoon in space.
Anti-gravity Splatoon, that'd be interesting.
Splatoon Infinite.
Canadian Splatoon. They're going to change the name.
Untitled Squid Game.
What about you, Cole? What do you think will happen at E3
since you mentioned it, and I'll do my number 4 on there, which is sneak peek at Halo Infinite. They're gonna say release date, and they're gonna show us some more footage of it.
Do you think we will get a demo of any kind that will come out before the game launches?
No.
Do you mean like us to play?
Will we get like a multiplayer beta or
No.
No. That was more of a
No.
Bungie thing with the multiplayer beta stuff.
okay?
Yeah, it might go to like say they're saying that it's coming out next year, then there might be a playable demo at the next year's E3, but we're not going
I
to be
hope that doesn't. I hope that game doesn't get pushed to 2022.
Yeah. So if there's a playable demo, it's not going to be for the common folk like that.
Microsoft's going to come out
No.
on stage. Halo 6 or Halo Infinite available now. You see him push.
Wouldn't that be
And he has a big red button. He pushes it, and it actually goes live the second he pushes it.
That'd be cool.
And everybody rushes to their Xbox to download it, and it crashes
digital
Microsoft's
only
servers.
version. They'll have the physical version up for pre-order soon with one that comes with like a broken visor Master Chief helmet or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I saw in Walmart they've got Halo Infinite toys that have some sort of game content already attached to them. So I'm curious to see what that is.
Yeah, it's not uncommon to see that.
I wonder if all this game content was supposed to be there because the game was supposed to have been out already, and the toys are just out before the game, or if they just already have those plans in place and you can have the whatever this extra content is ready to go whenever the game
Don't know.
is available. So I think we will not see anything about the Switch Pro.
What's the Switch Pro?
That is the thing that everybody has been talking about. They expected it. Like, there were news stories. Everybody said it was going to be announced before E3, and the before E3 time period has basically come and gone. And all of the insiders who said it is confirmed the Switch Pro will be announced later today, some of them were saying, they've all been proven wrong.
And Nintendo even said for their E3 thing, they're only going to talk software.
Yeah, it is only software, so do not expect anything related to new Switch hardware at all at E3.
Well, that sounds like a safe bet then.
Yep.
So, what about you, Ethan?
I'm thinking we're going to probably see a little more about the new Sonic the Hedgehog game in some capacity.
Sonic Rangers?
Whatever it's going to be. I can't find anything confirming it's Sonic Rangers now, so.
Yeah.
Sonic Colors?
No. Don't care about that.
I'm sure we'll see a demo of Sonic Colors.
Sonic
Man,
Sonic Adventure Battle. Was it 4 now?
Sonic Boom 2 for everything. Yay.
They're just gonna...
Sonic Boom 2 coming to your
Sonic
local Tamagotchi store.
Sonic Boom HD Remaster.
Sonic 06 Remix.
There you go. Plays the Werehog the whole game.
No, he said 06.
Oh. Which one is that? That's Sonic Unleashed,
That
right?
was like the first 360 and PS3 Sonic game.
You're thinking Unleashed.
Yeah. Okay. Cole?
Actually, they could do Sonic 06 if they use the updated 360 one that was ditched because they couldn't make it work on PS3.
Yeah.
Let's see. I will go to a Smash game will be hinted at but not announced. So we'll see. We will see teasers of the next Smash game.
We haven't even gotten all the DLC for Smash Ultimate yet.
True.
And here they are teasing us with the next one.
They're just never gonna let Sakurai retire. They're strapping him to the chair. Make the next Smash game now.
They're gonna take his brain, put it into the thing from Assassin's Creed,
The Animus.
and then they'll just have it doing Smash games 24/7.
I would not be surprised if we
so-
don't see Smash for like another 4 years.
You think it's gonna say Halo Infinite and the Halo gets replaced and it says Smash?
Confirmed for Smash. It's the announcement of Master Chief in Smash Brothers.
I wouldn't mind.
Cortana.
I wouldn't mind a stage that takes place on a Halo ring.
Yeah.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, just,
I do.
you actually kick someone off the ring for a win.
The only character announced actually for Smash Infinite is Waluigi.
I think he will be the final character announced.
I hope so.
That is my prediction, is that Waluigi will be the final character in this Fighter Pass. And he will be the end of Smash Brothers add-on content.
Okay.
It'd be like, and the one and only final character you've been asking for it for years. It's Pauline, Princess Potato. I don't mean myself. I mean the actual Princess Potato.
You're now a character in Smash Brothers.
I mean, I am. I got my Mii fighter.
I mean, I do too. So, I think we will get an extended look at Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, see, I thought that BOTW thing was your bullet game you were talking about a second ago. Oh, Trials of Cold Steel. Oh, TOCS, not BOTW. Okay.
So, I don't know if we're going to get Breath of the Wild 2 this year. I think if we do, it will be October, November. But I think we will see an extended look of the game at E3 this year.
That'd be cool.
I think it's been too long now that we haven't had any information about it. It's been official and confirmed for years at this point. I think we will see that full look at what we can expect in Breath of the Wild 2.
I honestly think we would have a better chance of Nintendo coming out this year and saying, "Here's that Zelda maker we used for Breath of the Wild 1, the top-down Zelda 1 thing."
I'd be okay with that too. Like, I would
too.
play that. I would love to see that happen.
So, like the Super Mario Maker, but for Zelda?
For Zelda, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
What about you, Ethan? What is your next one?
Capcom will not talk about Mega Man. He's on the list of banned words.
They're going to go into their "we don't think Mega Man exists" phase again, like they did before Mega Man 11 was the thing.
And keep in mind, my list is always either stuff I want to happen, or stuff that if I say it's not going to happen and it does happen, and you're trying to argue with me on it, I'm like, hey, it happened because I said it wouldn't happen. So it's kind of a mixed bag there, really.
So is Mega Man not really on the banned words?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Oh, probably on Capcom's list of banned words. I don't know.
They're like nobody say Mega.
Or man. You can't say the word man at E3 this year.
The Blue Person Group is coming to the stage.
All Sonic all the time. What is your third prediction, Cole?
Since I'm going all out of order, I'm going to go with new Metal Gear Solid game announced.
You think Konami makes games?
I think they've kept it very secret.
Is this another pachinko game?
No,
it was Patchy Slot. Thank you very much. I remember.
This is a literal Metal Gear Solid stealth game.
Okay, here's the thing. It could happen, but do you think it would be developed by Konami, or do you think they license the IP to somebody else to do it?
I think
in cooperation with Konami. So yes, outsourced, but enough of the direction still keeping the story true and everything.
I mean, I think it would be cool. I would love to see another Metal Gear Solid game.
Well, then you should totally watch E3 this next weekend.
Yeah, especially during that Konami time slot that's out there.
I don't even think Konami's going to be at E3. I think they were one of the ones that were going to be there and they pulled out.
So
It
maybe
doesn't mean they
watch.
can't have a game announced from.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
true.
watch during that indie showcase then.
Or during the Summer Game Fest, which is on the 10th, right before E3. Maybe Konami will be there, and we
Kojima will
get.
probably be there. I mean, it's his buddy Jeff running it.
That's true. That's true. I think we will get the sequel to Mario and Rabbids.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I think it's time. I think enough time has passed, and people have been asking for it. I think we will get a sequel announced, probably during the Ubisoft show, not during the Nintendo show. Um, but we will get a sequel to Mario and Rabbids.
And that was a really interesting type of game that I hadn't seen before. At least like that.
I mean, it's a similar formula.
Yep.
I know how to say words.
Formula.
A formula to games like XCOM, the turn-based strategy games.
Yeah.
But they did it really interestingly with the of course that Nintendo twist set in the Mushroom Kingdom, and it surprised everybody, including me. Like it was incredibly fun to play. Made the Rabbids not completely annoying.
But it was still their fault.
I like the Peach
yeah.
Rabbit. I like the Peach Rabbit as
Taking selfies.
Yeah.
So, all right, Ethan, what about you? What is your next?
We'll see some new Kickstarter game announcement from a legendary developer be announced.
Maybe Yuji Naka will announce a Kickstarter. Like, who's out there that we could get something like this from, I wonder?
The Oatmeal.
Cliffy B. Cliffy B could do a Kickstarter.
Yeah, he's wanting to return back to games. That's...
Cliffy B announces Jazz Jackrabbit HD remake.
Who's responsible for Earthworm Jim?
Somebody.
Nobody.
Sure. Clay Fighters.
Nobody.
The new batch. There we go.
Okay. Like I think this would be cool. Like it's been really interesting to see some of those really well-known, high-profile developers who left the companies and made the same game under a different name, and to see how some of them have been successful and some of them haven't been. Like we know, Bloodstained 2 is in development, but they're working currently on finishing up all of the content for Bloodstained 1 that still needs to come out, and then they will move on to Bloodstained 2. But we know that is something that will be coming.
Yeah, I think I'm still waiting on Kickstarter stuff for that game.
I think so. Nobody's talking to you. Sorry.
Oh.
I need to start muting the echo before every show.
I thought you were just being rude to me. I'm so sorry, Tony.
Did you not hear the
No.
Alexa start?
No.
Oh, sorry.
You're
I know.
I start talking to you, like nobody's talking to you. I'm like, oh.
Nobody's talking to you. And then and then to make it worse, you were like, you guys don't hear the echo. And I'm like, oh great, he's going crazy. He hears his own echo, and he's like,
the echo is sitting right next to the microphone, so I'm surprised you didn't hear the I'm listening to you notification sound.
no, not that kind of echo. The kind of echo when you say something and then you hear your voice again.
Yeah.
So you hear your own voice and you're like, I'm not talking to you. Yes, you are.
I've gone totally crazy. Cool. What about you, Cole? What is your next?
Well, the last two ones I have are both sad, so I'm gonna go with Keanu Reeves will apologize for Cyberpunk 2077.
Like he's personally going to come out. I was completely responsible for the development of this game. I am so
He
sorry.
has nothing to apologize for.
I hyped this up.
He totally hyped it up though.
I did my best, and I came out here and we let you down.
Then again, it's not his fault that it was hyped up. I mean, he's Keanu Reeves.
But the same reason he's apologizing is the reason it got hyped up. He hyped him up. So
I don't
much.
think they can afford to hire him to come do an apology tour.
It's that money.
Like I said, they can't
he'll-
afford it right now.
He'll actually be a part of the Rabbids sequel that's being
okay.
announced. And he'll be a character like his character in the newest SpongeBob movie.
Oh gosh.
So
Wake-
he will be.
Wake
he
the
will
heck
be
up,
a,
Mario.
He will be a sage made of sage. So, yeah, like I can't imagine we'll see Keanu Reeves at E3 ever again.
No.
But
No, but it'll be nice to be the only one that I got wrong.
there you go.
Although
There you
my last one I'm hoping is wrong as well, but I think it's going to be accurate.
Well, my last one, which is perpetually on my wish list. This is always I just want this to happen. Please, please, Game Freak, stop making Pokemon and make a Drill Dozer. Just like take a couple of months off of trying to make 3D Pokemon models and make a Drill Dozer game for the Switch, please. I want it to happen so much.
Even if you just have to port the first game.
Yeah, I mean that would be fine.
Best we can do is we can paint a bee drill on a bulldozer for you.
Okay, do it. They tape a Beedrill to whatever that bull Pokemon is, and they just put that out and say, "Here you go."
Tauros?
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, Drill Dozer. I want a new Drill Dozer game, or I want Drill Dozer on the Switch. I want to play that game again. Oh, that's messed up.
It really is. At the same time, I really hated that movie.
Oh, it was terrible. Like
My girl. Oh man.
Ethan, what about you? What are your last two predictions? Because you snuck a sixth one in here.
Okay, well, we'll start with the non-important one. Kevin Butler returns in a surprise announcement that Sony's actually at E3.
Trying to get some good press for Sony.
Yeah, man, there we go. Okay, and then the real one, we're going to take it right back to Super Smash Bros. Marina for Smash.
That's an interesting choice.
From Mischief Makers.
That does make more sense.
It would be a character that doesn't use swords. She has a lot of grapple moves, grabbing and throwing. And she has the shake.
Yeah, see,
So
when I saw...
If no one knows what I'm talking about when I say shake,
Yeah.
she picks you up and goes, shake, and then starts shaking the crap out of you.
I think Tony and I... Yeah, I think we saw the same thing.
I saw Marina for Smash, and I was thinking Splatoon Marina.
Oh.
Oh.
Then I was not thinking what you were thinking. I didn't know about... I haven't played Splatoon, and I also haven't played whatever Ethan... What are you talking about?
Mischief Makers.
Mischief Makers. I literally thought you were talking... I thought you were being funny, and it was like, the place with a bunch of boats.
There's just sentient boat for Smash.
Yes, the Marina. Oh my gosh. No, not that game.
Yes, that game.
No.
Yes.
Kevin Butler. There you go. Kevin Butler for Smash.
And then, what is your last prediction?
Sad news, FNAF friends. So, Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. They pushed it back and getting delayed to next year.
No.
Yeah, Scott really wants to make it all a AAA game for the PlayStation 5. So he's pushing it back to next year. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
Will we get another side-scrolling platformer out of the delay? Because when he announced the delay recently, we got that side-scrolling platformer that was pretty boring.
I mean, he might have a little teaser, something to hold you over, but
A
I
new
think.
Frog Fractions game. He's gonna develop that.
Yeah, he's gonna release another really short one that ties in actually really well with the lore and it's terrifying and make people forget that they're waiting on Security Breach.
I will never play it, so
I don't believe you.
I have never played a proper FNAF game. The only FNAF game I've ever played was that side-scrolling platformer that was released a few weeks ago.
Because I easily talked Tony into it.
Yep,
But
and
we're gonna
bad.
get you into a charity stream playing FNAF.
No.
We're gonna do it.
I mean,
What?
if we could get a charity stream going and make some money, I would play FNAF. But
Exactly. We just need
that
to
would
get.
be it.
We just have to get the. We got to get all our ducks in a row, or whatever.
So, all right. Well, there you go. That is it. We have made our predictions. E3 starts Saturday, as of the time you're hearing this. So we're just a few days away from the flood of information. But that will be it for the show this week. Thank you very much, Cole, for being here.
Remember to take a long rest to recharge your spells.
And Ethan, thank you for being here as well.
Be sure to join us on Wednesday nights for D&D.
Where I fumbled my way through being a DM for the first time.
And Ethan tries to set everyone on fire.
Yep.
It worked.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can send us an email to procedurallygeneratedent@gmail.com or direct message us on Twitter at ProGenENT. Facebook users can join our Facebook group by searching for Procedurally Generated. You can subscribe to the audio version of the podcast by going to Podbean or by searching for us on whatever podcast app you prefer.